Yo, still Mills, what's the deal, man? Yo, peep fucking game. We gotta get right into this drag, man. Everybody know I'm not a fan of Deontay Wilder. Everybody knows that about me by now, bro. I'm not. I can't get jiggy with dude. I can't get jiggy with dude. However, I'm pissed after looking at these weigh-ins. I want you at your absolute best tomorrow when you come in and you fight Fury. I want you at your absolute best. I don't want to see you go in there. I want you to lose. I don't want you to go in there and get, even though you could inadvertently get hurt going in there if you lose. I don't want you to be fucked off in the game into a point where you just can't defend yourself. You was not at your best when you fought last year at 230 pounds. You throw on an extra 8 pounds at the weigh-ins to come in. Like, what are you doing? You're not effective at that weight. And I knew this shit was gonna happen, man. I saw the writing on the wall when he was doing all that bench pressing and shit. I'm gonna run him over like a Mack truck in the cringeworthy ass shit. Like, that's not your game. That is not your game. You are not effective at that weight. You are effective at 220 and under. Between 212 and 220, that is where you're at your absolute best. That is where you're at your absolute best. And honestly, you gave away what honestly happened in the last fight, what I've been harping about since it happened. You gave that away. You let it be known, yeah, all that, you're not about to just sit here and lean on me like you did last fight. That's why that energy zapped as fast as it did last fight. You're not effective at that weight. You're most effective when you're nimble. You're most effective when you're thinner. You can get that shot off faster. It's pointless to have, all right, yeah, you put on the bigger weight, yeah, but what happens if you can't find the shot in a reasonable time and your energy is saturating? Because you can't operate at that big weight. You can't operate. Fury can operate at that size. That's this man's walking around weight. Practically. He can operate under that, at that size. He can do that. That's nothing to him. That's not where that's not where you're best at. You're not best at fighting at 238 pounds. You damn near 240. You're gonna rehydrate back to fucking 245. That's not what that's not your best weight. That is not your best weight. I can't stress this enough. You look the way you looked last fight. That mainly had a lot to do with the fact that you put on all that excess weight. And now you add a whole nother 8 pounds of muscle onto that shit. And you supposed to go in here and, I think in your mind, you're not expecting it to go the distance. Which is understandable. But the thing is, when you were at your nimbleness, at your best, it went the distance. It went the distance. You won 2 rounds. Why? Because you knocked the nigga down. You knocked him down, you was able to edge them rounds. With your level of focus right now, if you were to land a bomb like that, it's a possibility homie wouldn't even get up if it went the distance. But what do? You decide to go on and add on all this excess weight and like, what is the, why? Why are you playing these games with this dude? You can't beat him playing his game. 238 pounds, my nigga, like, I'm real life pissed about this. Maybe I'm overreacting. It's a possibility. Maybe this shit is most definitely a part of your game plan. Maybe it is, and maybe you go in there and you stretch this nigga the fuck out tomorrow. It's a possibility. But goddamn, we can't ignore history. You was drained last year by the time you hit that ring because of all that excess weight you put on. Now you want to go and add damn near another 10 pounds to that. And you're going to rehydrate up to, you won't be 240 walking in the ring tomorrow. That is not the, Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't get why you would do that. I don't understand why you would do that. You are not effective to the capacity of what you need to be against a Tyson Fury when you are that big. You're not stronger than him. Even with you trying to get up to the weight that you're at now, you're not going to be able to outmuscle him. You're going to need that distance. You're going to need that distance to launch that shot. Because I think you're going to sit there and try. You're going to sit. This is telling me you're going to sit in the pocket with this nigga and try to dig to the body. This is what this is telling me. You're going to sit there, plant your feet, and dig to the body and throw combinations in the clinch. And that's not your game. That is not your game. You're going to go in here and try and break this dude down. That is not your game. You mean to tell me you savvy enough to get a body shot off and then get back out at it? You're savvy enough to do that? You're savvy enough to spin him off of the left hooks to the body. You're savvy enough to do that. If your footwork has leveled up that much in the past year and a half to where it would be effective with one of the top 3 heavyweights in the division, I'd be highly impressed. But the likelihood of that happening is slim to none. There's no heavyweight like Tyson Fury, and there's no heavyweight like Alexander Usyk. You cannot replicate them motherfuckers. It is a hard thing to do. And you are going to sit here and tell me, you're going to try to convince me that you're going to dig to this man's body and spin him off the leg. Like, come on, man. You are trying to play this man's game, my nigga, and it just doesn't make... Like, bro... Why would you? I really would like to know why you would do that. Y'all, yeah, we had fun in camp. Cool. You couldn't come in at 234 or something like that? Gradually put the weight on? That weight is what you putting on. That weight is what zapped all of your energy last year. You can't convince me otherwise. That just wasn't a smart move, bro. That I don't understand why you would do that, bro. I don't get it, my nigga. I don't understand it. I can't understand it for the life of me. You will go in there and you can't beat him at his game, man. You're not going to be able to outmuscle him. You do not. That's not how your body is made, bro. Your molecular frame cannot, it's not going to allow you to muscle around and toss around a Tyson Fury. It's not going to allow you to do that. It's not going to allow you to do that. And you don't even, that shouldn't be your strategy anyway. That should not be your strategy. Unless Malik Scott has came up with a Dexter's Laboratory type scheme to where everything that he's teaching you, you're going to be able to apply effectively and stay poised after you face adversity and win this fight. I don't see it happening, but if he has done that, if he has got you into to that level of skill in that little bit of time, he deserves Trainer of the Year. And I dare argue and say a first ballot he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer. I dare argue and say that shit as a coach. One of the greatest coaches ever to get you to pull off a feat like this, because this is lunacy. This is lunacy. You are trying to, why, bro? Why? I don't understand that shit. Why you would sit here and try and play this man's game? Why would you do that? Why do you think it's plausible for you to sit here and try to outmuscle this nigga? You can't beat him like that. can't beat him like that. Your fanboys is not gonna hold you. They gonna, oh man, he 230, he gonna do this and he gonna do that. You're not equipped to do that. You're not equipped to outmuscle this nigga in the clinch. You're not equipped to bully him in the clinch. You're not equipped to sit there in the pocket and bang with this man and dig to the body and weave bent arm punches. You can't get under hooks like that. You can't do that. You haven't dealt with immaculate counter. Tyson Fury is a very good counter puncher. And you've already at least, unleashed your game plan to the fucking world. We gonna tap the body. You don't think he's equipped for that? Man, come on, bro. Like, this shit is ridiculous. God damn, that shit really just pissed me off. I'm looking at this nigga on the scale. You 238, my nigga. Like, you. You can't beat him like that. You're not gonna be able to outmuscle this nigga. The most success you had against Tyson Fury came when you was at, what, 212? You fought him in the first fight at 212? You had the most success when you was that light. When that right hand came out of nowhere, he couldn't see it coming. All that excess muscle you put on. Muscle is heavier than fat. So all that muscle you done put on, he's gonna see that right hand coming a mile away. Why? Because you didn't even throw it with the velocity you threw it with the last fight. It wasn't it couldn't match what it was in the first fight. 238, bro. I'm really mad about that shit, my nigga. Like, what are you doing? You gonna try and outmuscle a nigga that you're not built like that. That's not your type of frame. You fill out well at the weight. You look good at the weight, but can you perform at the weight? You can't perform against no Tyson Fury at 238 pounds. You cannot. Talking about some goddamn, man. This is insanity, man. And all of your cronies are going to be super hyped off of this shit. Off of the fact that you came in the weight that you came in at. They're going to find some way to hype that as if that's a good thing. That's not a good thing that you came in that heavy. You've never fought this heavy before. Fury's never fought that heavy before. The difference is he can operate at those big weights. You can't. I know for sure, after really seeing that, I know for sure this fight is not going a distance. Somebody's going to sleep. Somebody's going to sleep. Somebody's going to sleep. And when you applying your best strategy, you couldn't find him comfortably until the 10th round when you dropped him. That was you at your best. When you fought, that's when you was at your best. You went 10 with that nigga, or you went 12 and you dropped him in the 10th, and then really damn near flatlined him in the 12th. That's when you were at your best. So you being at your best, it wasn't enough to step on that nigga completely. It wasn't enough. Y'all gonna have to hold on, man. I'm at the bank. This nigga got me mad as a motherfucker right now. Hold up. I'm almost done. God damn. I gotta vent about this, bro, because I'm real life mad. I'm not happy that you would do some, like, this shit is goofy. This is lightweight goofy. This is, oh my God. You were at your best when you were at the first fight when you was 212 or whatever, You flatlined him. You at your best couldn't keep that man down. And you were able to sustain that for 12 rounds. You went the entire distance with that nigga. You jump up damn near 20 pounds for the next fight. And look at what the results was. And now you add on more weight to that. In a trilogy. You're not at your best in the clinch. You're not at your best up close in the pocket. That's not your game. I'm rambling at this point because this is asinine. You're not at your best. You're gonna sit here and try and turn this shit into a boxing match, and that's not your game. You're gonna try and outmuscle this nigga in the clinch and be savvy and in the pocket. No. You need that distance to launch that to launch that right hand. You need that distance. Mainly, you need that distance, and you need the explosiveness and the twitchy muscles to be able to do it effectively. And you done thrown all that shit out the window because you want to add on more muscle talking about this Mack truck shit. Man, come on. Bro, I'm dead ass mad about that shit, bro, because I just don't think that was a smart move. You have never shown the ability to adjust. You have never shown anything that you haven't shown IQ. You haven't shown this shit. You haven't been through trial and tribulation where you're trying to develop your boxing brain. You've went completely away from that. Now you think after a year training with Malik Scott, you can throw on the extra muscle and your boxing IQ and these newfound skills is going to be able to get you by. It's going to hinder you more. It's going to hinder you more. Those skills that Malik Scott has taught you, not him bringing it back out of you, taught you, they're going to be they could possibly be effective for the first couple of rounds. They could be effective for the first couple of rounds. And then the minute you get hit with adversity, we are going to see you begin to unravel. You're going to sit there and try and slip and dip in the pocket and all that shit and tap the body, dig to the body and shit, left hook to the body. No! That is not your game. God damn, oh my God, dude. You just don't. I'm glad to see you got your confidence back. You bomb squatting and all that. You shook the fuck out of Bernardo Osuna after you screamed at the top of your lungs. You feeling yourself. Your energy is cool, calm, and collective. And if anything, Fury seems a little bit more anxious than you. I'm not sensing nervousness from either of y'all, like I said before. I don't see nervousness. I don't see nervous energy. I don't see none of that shit. I see two motherfuckers. Wilder is going in with the mindset that, yeah, you cheated and I'm about to show everybody that you cheated. I'm cool. Fury is in the mindset of, you're taking away my victory. You're sullying my victory. I'm ready to get in here and destroy you. He seems a little bit more, not apprehensive, but he seems a little bit more anxious than you. And he's coming into this fight defending his title. The balance is, the scales have tipped. It's not nervousness. I don't see any of them being nervous. I don't see any of them being nervous. They both Fury looks a lot more anxious to get in there and hurt you. Wilder is a lot more cool, calm, and collective. The calm, just the quiet before the storm. So that's a plus going into this fight. But goddamn, bro. 238 pounds, bro. What? You better win. And that's all I gotta say. You better win. you better get in here and off this nigga's head. Because if you don't, you keep playing games, man. The amount of damage that man was able to do to you last year when you were 6 pounds lighter, bro. You don't have the skill to use that muscle and be savvy in the clinch and hit on the brakes and smother his work enough but still give yourself enough room and leverage to get a shot off. That's not your game. You don't, that's not in your game to sit in the pocket and dig to the body. Double up the left hook to the body. Double up the left hook in general. If you're going to double up on the shots or whatever, you need to do start from the outside and work and close the distance. Use the jab, hook off of the left hook off of the jab and step in behind it. You need to be in the clinch doing that. That's not your game. You're not at your best doing that. You're not going to win a boxing match with this nigga. You are not going to go out here and put on a boxing display against a Tyson Fury. It's not going to happen. Jesus, dude. Fucking hell. I cannot believe this shit. I'm baffled you would think that that shit is logical to come in and at the weight that you're at. That is insanity. 238 pounds. You have never fought this heavy before. You gassed quick last year and you think it's smarter to come in heavier. Man, come on. You gonna go in here and get hurt. I really hope Malik Scott has an immaculate game plan for you. I really do. Because after this shit, I officially don't see no other way of you coming out victorious. 238 pounds, bro. Are you? Your nimbleness and your slenderness is what got you thus far in your career, bro. That rocket-like right hand is what got you here. It's going to be that much harder for you to get that shot off at that weight. Jesus Christ, man. Like, man, I just, oh my God, man. I'm really pissed off, man. I'm out.